Hey guys, Multi here. First video about Last Epoch. It's starting today when I released the video, 21st of February 2024. Last Epoch 1.0, the game was already in early access, but today is the real start. The game is, let me say, Diablo-like. If you are not an expert on the ARPG genre, then maybe Diablo is the most popular game. Many people are very excited about the game. That's why I wanted to show today you a tier list about maybe 5 of the best specs to play at the start. In general, we have the classes Rogue, Primalist, Sentinel, Acolyte, and Mage. They are, as you can see here, they have some subclasses. Today I want to show you 5 of the best subclasses specs for starting the game. I would say doesn't mean that they are the strongest. Some of them are more easy, some of them are more complicated. All of them are strong or even very strong, but don't get me wrong, not the strongest maybe in general, or maybe not the strongest for you, for your playstyle. The first one that I want to start to talk about is Shaman, Thorns, Totem Shaman. The good thing about it is not that much gear required. That's a pretty good thing for a beginner. You can start very early to have that playstyle already, I think at level 4. It's easy to play, as you can see also, maybe depending for sure a little bit on if you know what's going on there on the screen, but it's kind of easy to play. You usually don't have mana problems with the build, and super beginner friendly. There are a few downsides about that build for sure. It has not the best scaling ever, and mobility is definitely not the best, but for me it is a very, very strong build. Maybe it could be also the build that I'm starting with, because I'm also not an expert in this game particular, and also not the best ARPG player in the world. That's why I maybe will start to make my journey in this game with an easy build like the Thorns Totem Shaman. Definitely maybe my biggest recommendation if you want to have an easy time. Next one, Bleed, Warlock Bleed. It looks very nice to play. There's a nice fantasy behind that class, so it could be making you a lot of fun if you like that Warlock, Blood, Bleed, fantasy in general. It has crazy AoE, not the best single target, but still good. It has a little bit of mana problems, but yeah, if you can see, it already looks much more spectacular than the Thorns Totem Shaman, because as you see what's going on here, a lot of explosion, everything. So if you like that spectacularity, and I like the Warlock fantasy, the Blood fantasy, then definitely this is your choice. It is a very strong build. Not the strongest, maybe not the second strongest, but it is a very strong build. And also, don't get me wrong, things can change quite a lot in the next few days, weeks, because, you know, the game is new. Next one, Plasma Orb Runemaster. Another very strong build. You can see it's about the orbs that are surrounding your character. You go for a lot of lightning damage, fire damage, but it is a build that needs a lot of activity, so there's a lot action per minute APM necessary for that build. That's not what many people like. Some love it, some don't like it that much, but in general I would say it is a very, very strong build. It has a heavy mana management, so if you are annoyed about looking for mana, maybe not the best build for you, but in general I think it's a build that I can recommend also to everybody, because it is strong. If it's the strongest in the game, I don't know. The next 2 that I will show you are definitely, in my opinion, 2 of the 5 strongest builds in the game in general at that moment. So if you only want to go for the one of the best, definitely then go for one of those 2 builds. That one is the Blast Rain Marksman. Blast Rain Marksman, best bow build in the game. As you can see, good mobility, heavy AoE, awesome damage, crazy clear time because of the mobility and the damage. Maybe not the best tankiness, but you can still go later on with very good gear. You can go for tankiness, but if I be honest, it has no weakness, that build. So if I point things out, like the tankiness is more like I want to say something negative, but this build is overall very well rounded, awesome scaling, definitely one of the best builds in the game by now. Next one here is the explosive Balista Falconer build. It's also interesting because there's also just a Balista Falconer build, so you have here two options. Yeah, look what's going on here. It looks awesome, it feels awesome, it is awesome. So what you have here is a lot of explosions, explosive ballista. It is an incredible build, crazy synergy between all your abilities when you play it perfect. Godlike damage, definitely, high mobility, high action per minute. Like the Blast Rain Marksman build, I want to make it clear, this build has everything. It's maybe not the most easy to play, but that's kind of common in ARPGs, that really the best builds at the end of the day are mostly not the most easy ones to play, or they have a high action per minute. But in general, this build is again godlike. So Blast Rain Marksman, Explosive Ballista Falconer will definitely be two of the best specs in the game. That's general about last Epoch and my tier list. The game is starting today, as I said. It is a Diablo competitor. To be honest, I think the game is right now better than Diablo 4, so Diablo 4 will get a lot of trouble with this release. I can definitely recommend you to play it. The game is kind of cheap, much cheaper than the 70, 80 bucks or whatever Diablo cost. So definitely give it a try if you like that genre, or even if you are new to the genre, because it has a lot of, not new things, but they have a very good feeling for what the player wants in an ARPG. That's why I would definitely recommend it to give it a shot. It is an awesome game. All the classes have unique abilities, as you could maybe already see in this very short video. There's a big recommendation from my side to give this game a shot. I'm not sure about exactly the price, but if you are spending there like 30-40 hours, which is definitely easily possible, then you already have made a good choice. So in general, give it a shot, guys. It's an awesome game. See you. Bye bye.